Morning, guys. Welcome to Morning Joe with me, Jim. And I hope you are enjoying, man, what a beautiful day. It's perfect weather right now. I hope it keeps up. Perfect weather for buying a home, too, or for just getting out on the beach or whatever it is, riding the bike. I hope you're enjoying it as well. And perfect weather for buying a home. I found this article, and I'm going to show it on the screen, although it's pretty academic. In fact, it's very academic. It's an academic article. Living through high inflation increases home ownership. So this is one of those articles that you're going to see in, I don't know, Yahoo News and USA Today and stuff cited, and they'll take snippets from the study and put it into more mainstream articles, right? That's usually how this stuff works. But I found this just this morning. I happened to see it. In fact, 2 hours ago, I think it was published. Who knew? Which is interesting because it's the University of California and San Diego's Rady School of Management did the study that said inflation, again, increases home ownership. And it talks a little bit about why, and I thought that was very interesting. Let me see that pull quote here. We think one reason people choose to buy instead of rent is because they're worried about future inflation, which may drive up both rent and home prices, right? And we've seen that during this inflationary period, the last couple of years. We've seen that home prices and rents have both gone up, and they continue to go up, right? Even though interest rates are up right now because of inflation, home prices continue to go up. Not as fast as last year when when interest rates were super low, but they're still going up, right? And so, and I think that there's a reason for that. And the reason is very simple. Inflation is the inflating of hard assets, right? Hard assets, real estate being the biggest one that most of us buy in our lifetime. It keeps on going up. The costs go up to go into building a home. The costs go up to renting a comparable home or apartment, right? And so as those costs keep going up, well, the value of the asset keeps going up as well. And here's what it says. Our paper suggests that cohorts, I don't know why that's a popular word anymore, but anyway, I'll read it again. Our paper suggests that cohorts living through the current inflationary period have a higher demand for housing for years to come. That's not what this is especially true if they can finance with a fixed rate mortgage, which further protects them against future inflation, right? Because if you have a fixed rate mortgage, you have a fixed payment every month to purchase that asset, that home. And as the home keeps going up in value, that's awesome. You benefit from it, but it doesn't cost you more, like an adjustable rate mortgage would. So how do you plan for inflation? What do you do right now? Well, a lot of people are saying that inflation will dip. And in fact, just a month from now, actually, what is today? April 13th. Just a month from now, May 10th, we'll see the next inflation reading. And I think it'll be a big dip. So I think you'll see the headlines, inflation is finally falling, et cetera. And that's because the housing component is kind of catching up with inflation. Long story. I can go into that. It's very interesting, but it's not for today. But I think inflation numbers will dip probably 2 percentage points, maybe a little over 2, something like that. And you'll see headlines saying inflation is falling, inflation is coming down. There are a lot of people who say the Federal Reserve will then flip. And instead of quantitative tightening that they're doing now, they'll go back to quantitative easing, meaning buying treasuries and mortgage-backed securities and pumping money back into the system, which will cause inflation to go up again. How do you combat that? If that is the case, and I'm not sure that's going to be the case, there's a lot of economists who say that. Elon Musk has said that. I think Michael Burry said that. He's the Big Short guy. If you've seen the movie The Big Short, that's that guy. He has said that. If you think inflation is here to stay or here to go lower next month, that's for sure almost, and then go back up because the Fed will start pumping again. What do you do to combat inflation? Buying a home is one of the big things, because if you're renting, your rents are going to keep going up with inflation. We saw that as inflation took hold. we'll see it again if inflation dips here, but then takes hold again, like some say it will. So you buy. And then as inflation dips, though, mortgage rates dip with it. Not at the same time, but they follow. And long-term mortgage rates are going to dip as well. And that's when you refinance. Again, I've talked about it before. I just wanted to share this very academic article that did a study saying, hey, this is what happens in inflationary times because people want a hard asset to protect against inflation. Or another way to say that is to build their own wealth during inflationary times, to capitalize on inflation, really. Inflation keeps pumping up the price of assets, including homes. If you own, you just benefit because your home keeps going up in value. So good time to get into it. Again, there's a strategy for getting into it. We can talk through the strategy as we do the pre-approval and present options. I think you'll enjoy that. If we haven't been through that, if you and I haven't been through that, you will definitely enjoy the process of that mortgage planning that we do. Doesn't take long, but most people are like, wow, that was eye-opening. It was just very, very useful. And I'd like to do that with you as well and set the mortgage planning session together. So let's do that. And that starts with a pre-approval. And we can start that today and get rolling on it. Look forward to working with you. But yeah, if inflation is taking hold, let's say inflation's already taken hold. If inflation is here to stay, then buying a hard asset actually benefits you through that inflationary period. And that's what we can help you do. Have an awesome day. If I can help you get pre-approval, let's start today, and I will talk to you very soon. See you.